Nigeria is a country with abundance and diverse natural resources, but also with many challenges and opportunities. Let us find out what are these resources and why they are so valuable.
And at number 5 we have Columbite. Columbite is a black, hard and lustrous mineral that contains iron, magnet, niobium and tantalum. It is also known as coltan in Africa because it is often found together with tantalite, another mineral that contains tantalum. Columbite and tantalite are used to make tantalum capacitors, which are essential components for many electronic devices, such as mobile phones, computers, and electric vehicles. Columbite is mostly found in the northern part of the country, especially in Plateau State, where it occurs in placer deposits of casterite, which is a tin ore. Columbite is also found in smaller quantities in other states, such as Kogi, Kano, Nasarawa, Kaduna, and Bauchi State.
Columbite mining and exploitation in Nigeria started in the 1940s, during the Second World War, when the mineral was in high demand for the production of steel and other alloys. Nigeria was one of the major exporters of Columbite in the world, accounting for up to 95% of the global output. However, after the discovery of crude oil in the country, the focus shifted to petroleum and the Columbite industry declined. Today, Columbite is still a valuable mineral resource for Nigeria, as it contributes to the development of a sustainable clean energy future. Columbite is also a source of several precious and semi-precious stones, such as beryl, aquamarine, and tourmaline, which can be used for jewelry and decoration. And at number 4 we have tin. Tin is one of the oldest metals known to humans and has been used for thousands of years in different civilizations. Tin is a soft, silvery white metal that can be easily shaped and soldered. It is a resistant to corrosion and can form alloy with other metals such as copper, lead, and zinc. Tin is used for making tin cans, which is a container for food and beverages. Tin is also used for making solder, which is a material that joins metal parts together.
Tin is also used for making bronze, which is an alloy of copper, and a tin that is used for making statues, coins, and musical instruments. Tin is also used for making pewter, which is an alloy of tin and other metal that is used for making tableware, jewelry, and ornaments.
Nevertheless, there is still a potential for revival and development of tin sector in Nigeria, as there is still a growing demand for tin in the global market, especially for the production of electronic and renewable energy. Tin is also a strategic metal that can enhance the national security and economic diversification of Nigeria. Therefore, it is important for the government and the private sector to invest in exploitation, extraction, processing, and marketing of tin in Nigeria, as well as to ensure the environmental and social sustainability of the tin industry. Tin is a valuable natural resource for Nigeria, as it can generate income and create job opportunities for people. Nigeria has one of the largest deposits of tin in Africa, and it is mainly found in the central part of the country, especially in the state of Plateau, Bauchi, and Kaduna. Tin mining in Nigeria started in the early 1900s and reached its peak in the 1960s and 1970s. However, due to the decline in the global demand for the tin and environmental social impact of mining, the tin industry in Nigeria has suffered a setback in recent years. And at number 3 we have coal. Coal is a combustible black or brownish-black sedimentary rock that is formed from ancient plant that was buried under high pressure and temperature over millions of years. Coal is mainly used for electricity generation, steel production, cement manufacturing, and as liquid fuel. Nigeria has abundant coal resources that is estimated over 2.8 billion tons, but only about 639 million tons has been proven. Coal is available in more than 22 coal fields spread over 13 states in Nigeria. The major coal deposits are located in the southern eastern region, especially in Enugu State, where coal mining started in 1916. The Nigerian Coal Corporation (NCC) was established in 1950 to manage the coal industry in the country. The NCC operates 4 mines: the Opara and the Oyema underground mine in Enugu State, Okaba surface mine in Kogi State, and Okukba underground mine in Benue State. However, the NCC became unprofitable and was privatized in 2002. Since then, coal production has declined significantly and no coal power plant has been built in the country. However, coal also have many negative impacts on the environment and human health. Coal mining causes land degradation, water pollution, air pollution, and noise pollution. Coal combustion releases greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide and methane that contribute to global warming and climate change. Coal also releases harmful substances such as sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, mercury, and perchlorate matter that can cause respiratory diseases, cardiovascular diseases, cancer, and premature death. Therefore, coal is a controversial and complex issue that requires careful consideration and planning. Nigeria has recently set a 2030 deadline for its final development of its coal deposit, after which it will phase out coal and focus on clean energy sources. This decision is in line with the global trend of reducing coal consumption and increasing renewable energy generation. Nigeria also committed to reducing its greenhouse gases emission by 20% by 2030 under the Paris Agreement. Coal is a natural resource that has played a significant role in the Nigerian history and economy, but also poses serious challenges for the country's future. Coal has many advantages and disadvantages, and its use depends on various factors such as availability, cost, technology, policy, and social acceptance. As Nigeria strives to achieve its energy and development goals, it needs to balance the benefits and risks of coal and explore alternative and sustainable energy options. And as you are watching, and in a way of supporting our work and channel, please do subscribe, like, and share. Your support means a lot to us. Stay tuned to the end, for there are a lot to learn from this video. And at number 2, we have natural gas. Natural gas is a fossil fuel that is formed from the decay of organic matter over millions of years. It is mainly composed of methane, but also contains other gases such as ethane, propane, butane, and carbon dioxide. Natural gas can be used for various purposes, such as generating electricity, heating, cooking, transportation, and industrial processes. Nigeria has the largest natural gas reserve in Africa and the 9th largest in the world, with about 187 trillion cubic feet as of 2017. Nigeria also produces and exports liquefied natural gas, which is a natural gas that is cooled and compressed into liquid form for easy transportation. Nigeria was the 5th largest exporter of natural gas in the world in 2018. Natural gas can be found in different regions of Nigeria, but the majority of it is located in the Niger Delta, where it is often associated with crude oil deposits. Natural gas is a vital resource for Nigerian energy transition plan, which aims to achieve net zero emission by 2060. According to the plan, natural gas will play a significant role in providing base load power, stabilizing the grid, and addressing the clean cooking deficit in the country. The plan also envisages the commercialization of natural gas and the development of gas-based industries, such as fertilizer, petrochemical, and methanol. Some of the major natural gas fields in Nigeria are Akpo. This is an offshore field that was discovered in 2000 and started production in 2009. It has an estimated reserve of 620 billion cubic meters of natural gas and 1.6 billion barrels of condensate. And also we have Bonga. This is another offshore field that was discovered in 1995 and started production in 2005. It has an estimated reserve of 212 billion cubic meters of natural gas and 600 million barrels of oil. And also we have X-Cravels. This is an onshore field that was discovered in 1969 and started production in 1978. It has an estimated reserve of 180 billion cubic meters of natural gas and 324 million barrels of oil. And also we have Old Torogo. This is an onshore field that was discovered in 1967 and started production in 1971. It has an estimated reserve of 150 billion cubic meters of natural gas and 100 million barrels of oil. However, natural gas also faces some challenges in Nigeria, such as inadequate infrastructure, gas flaring, low domestic demand, and regulatory uncertainty. Gas flaring, which is the burning of excess natural gas at oil wells, is a major environmental and economic problem in Nigeria, as it wastes valuable resources, contributes to greenhouse gas emission, which harm the health of local communities. Nigeria is one of the largest gas flaring countries in the world, with about 7.8 billion cubic meters of gas flaring in 2019. To address these challenges, Nigeria needs to invest more in gas infrastructure, such as pipeline, processing plant, and storage facility, to ensure the efficiency of safe delivery of natural gas to domestic and international market. Nigeria also needs to implement policies and initiatives that encourage the utilization of natural gas for various sectors, such as power, industry, and transport. Nigeria also needs to enforce a legal framework and penalty that aim to eliminate gas flaring by 2025. Natural gas is a strategic resource for Nigerian economic development and energy transition. By harnessing its natural gas potential, Nigeria can diversify its energy mix, reduce its dependence on oil, create jobs, and improve its environmental and social outcomes. And at number 1, we have crude oil. Crude oil is a liquid mixture of hydrocarbon that can be refined into various products such as gasoline, diesel, kerosene, and petrochemical. Crude oil is formed from the remnant of ancient plants and animals that were buried under layers of sediment and subjected to high pressure and temperature over millions of years. Nigeria is the second largest oil and gas producer in Africa, after Angola, and the 11th largest oil producer in the world. Nigeria has an estimated 37 billion barrels of proven crude oil reserve, which account for about 2.2% of the global total. Nigerian oil production average is 1.8 million barrels per day in 2020, down from 2.1 million barrels per day in 2019, due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and the OPEC plus production cuts. Nigeria crude oil is mainly found in the Niger Delta Basin, which cover about 7.5% of the country land area. The Niger Delta Basin is divided into 3 geological zones: the coastal plain, the deltaic belt, and the Anambra Basin. The coastal plain is the shallowest and most prolific zone, where most of the oil fields are located. The deltaic belt is deeper and more complex, with some large oil fields and gas condensate field. The Anambra Basin is the deepest and the largest explored zone, with potential for unconventional oil and gas resources. Some of the major oil fields in Nigeria are the Olubiri. This is the first oil field in Nigeria discovered in 1956 by Shell BP. It is located in Bayelsa State in the coastal plain zone. It has a peak production of 10,000 barrels per day, but now it is depleted and abandoned. We also have the Bomu. This is the second oil field discovered in Nigeria in 1958 by Shell BP. It is located in Rivers State in the coastal plain zone. It has a peak production of 50,000 barrels per day, and it is still producing. We also have the Afam. This is the third oil field discovered in Nigeria in 1959 by Shell BP. It is located in Rivers State in the deltaic belt zone. It has a peak production of 100,000 barrels per day, and it is still producing. We also have the Bonga. This is the largest deep water oil field in Nigeria, discovered in 1996 by Shell BP. It is located in the Gulf of Guinea, about 120 kilometers offshore. It has a peak production of 225,000 barrels per day, and it is still producing. We also have the Agbami. This is the second largest deep water oil field in Nigeria, discovered in 1998 by Chevron. It is located in the Gulf of Guinea, about 220 kilometers offshore. It has a peak production of 250,000 barrels per day, and it is still producing. Nigeria crude oil is classified into two types, light and comparatively heavy. The light crude oil has a high API gravity, which means it is less dense and more valuable. The heavy crude oil has a low API gravity, which means it is more dense and less valuable. Both types are paraffinic and low in sulfur, which means they are less corrosive and easy to refine. And also, some of the main grades of Nigerian crude oil are Bony Light. This is the most popular and sought after grade of Nigerian crude oil. It has an API gravity of 36 degrees and a sulfur content of 0.15%. It is produced from various fields in the Niger Delta, such as Boni, Forcados, and Kwaibo. It is exported mainly to Europe and North America. And also we have the Forcados. This is another high quality grade of Nigerian crude oil. It has an API gravity of 31 degrees and a sulfur content of 0.2%. It is produced from the Forcados terminal in the Niger Delta, and it is exported mainly to Europe and Asia. And also we have Brass River. This is a medium quality grade of Nigerian crude oil. It has an API gravity of 28 degrees and a sulfur content of 0.3%. It is produced from the Brass terminal in the Niger Delta. It is exported mainly to Europe and Asia. We also have the S-Cravels. This is a low quality grade of Nigerian crude oil. It has an API gravity of 25 degrees and a sulfur content of 0.4%. It is produced from the S-Cravels terminal in the Niger Delta. It is exported mainly to Asia and South America. The Nigerian crude oil industry is regulated by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, which was established in 1977. The NNPC is a state-owned company that oversees the exploitation, production, refining, distribution, and the marketing of petroleum products in Nigeria. The NNPC also partners with various international oil companies such as Shell, Chevron, ExxonMobil, Total, and Eni to operate joint venture and the production sharing contract in the upstream sector. The Nigerian crude oil industry also faces many challenges, such as security. The Niger Delta region is prone to violence, militancy, kidnapping, and sabotage, which disrupt the oil operation and damage the infrastructure. The movement of the Emancipation of the Niger Delta, MEND, is one of the main militant groups that damage the greater share of the oil wealth and environmental justice for local communities. We also have corruption. The NNPC and the oil sector are often accused of mismanagement, fraud, and embezzlement, which deprive the government and the people of the oil revenue. The Transparency International ranked Nigeria as one of the 149 most corrupt countries out of the 180 countries in the year 2020. We also have environmental. The Nigeria exploitation and production activities have caused several environmental degradation, pollution, and health hazards in the Niger Delta. Oil spill, gas flaring, pipeline leaks, and waste disposal have contaminated the land water, and air affected the livelihood and the well-being of the local people and wildlife. We also have diversification. The oil sector accounts for about 9% of the Nigerian GDP and 90% of the export earning, and making the country hardly dependent on the volatile and fluctuating oil price. The government have been trying to diversify the economy and reduce the reliance on oil by investing on other sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, and services. And with all this, Nigeria is a nation that is extremely blessed indeed. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something new and interesting about Nigerian top 5 and most valuable and expensive natural resources. If you like this video, please give it a thumb up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content and videos like this. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.